Hey everyone, hope you're having a good week. I received an exciting package in the mail today, which is a commercial size soil blocker from Sarah at Bloom&Gray in the UK. So I made a little treat purchase of that, which was an investment and then had to be shipped all the way from the UK. So that was, it made it, so I'm thrilled. But yeah, I'm going to go and test it out, so I'll bring you along and show you how that works. But I just thought I'd explain a little bit more why I took the plunge in buying this soil blocker. So this soil blocker does more soil blocks than my current home gardener sized one, so the home gardener sized one does about 20 blocks, and then this one I think does 100 and something, 110 maybe. So it does a lot more. That's not the main reason I bought it though. The main reason I bought it is that it does a bigger block than the little sized mini blocks. So the mini blocks just have a tiny little cube of soil, and you can grow successful transplants of a lot of crops in those blocks, and I've been doing that for a couple of years now. But I think they would do better with more soil. And the trouble that I've got is that the home gardener or widely available soil blockers, you either get teeny tiny mini blocks or you get these big blocks. And I think originally they were designed so that you'd start your seeds in the mini blocks and then you'd they've got like a little insert that you can put into the big blocks, and then you take a mini block and put it into the big block. It's kind of like pricking out in a way. But the big blocks use so much soil and it gets very expensive. And also, like if you're growing indoor under lights like I do for my seedlings, they just take up too much room. Like it's just too much room. And so this I'm hoping will be a happy medium. It's also made out of like stainless steel, so I'm assuming that it's going to last a long time. So that's another benefit. And yeah, I prefer to do the soil blocking over growing in seed trays if I can, because I have yet to find a really good, well-made seed tray that is cost effective and widely available in New Zealand. I know there's some options in other countries, like I think Neversink Farms is one that I've seen that has like some looks quite well made seed trays, and they've got like slits down the side for like air pruning. We can't get those here very easily, and like I think I looked at importing some from Australia and they were just gonna cost a bomb. Like the shipping to get anything here is crazy. And so most of the seed trays here, unless you go for something that's like a forestry tree growing, nursery pot, I can't find any that's not just the like flimsy plastic. And I'm always trying to think, how can I be more sustainable? And using less plastic is one area that I'm really keen to explore a little bit more. And so this soil blocker, you do need a tray at the bottom, but you can find really well-made bottom trays that will last and last. Even though they're plastic or something that resembles plastic, they're going to last a lot longer than these seed trays that are like super flimsy. So yeah, I'm hoping it'll be more sustainable. I'll be able to grow better transplants because of that, more soil. And I think also there's possibly some ergonomic benefits as well. So like when you're growing a lot of seedlings en masse with the home garden style soil blocker, there's a lot of like this sort of action, and I feel like if you had to do a lot of soil blocks in a day, your hand gets quite tired. So I think it maybe is a little bit more ergonomic as well. But yeah, I'm going to go and try it out. I'm starting some vegetable seeds today. So yeah, come along and I'll show you how it works. Before we get stuck into the soil blocks, I've got these display beds out the side of the shop, and Does anyone else just get sick of the birds doing this? Especially in summer. And like, they've actually nicked off with a whole bunch of the, like, there were 9 of these seedlings. I think there's, I don't know. Actually, no, there was 15. There was 15 of these seedlings. And they've nicked off with, I don't know, a third of them. Unreal. Welcome to my messy processing area. Need to work out what I'm going to do with those. But here's the soil blocker. Woohoo! Look how nice it looks, and got a cool like logo and everything. It's actually quite heavy, so I'm going to have to put this tripod down and show you how it works. Okay, I've got you propped up on a window. So there's the soil blocker. First observation is it's very weighty, which I think just means it's well made. This is the bit that presses out the blocks. So it's got these little like dibble, like I don't know, they're rubber dibbles, and then you press that down into this part of it. So it's basically 2 sections. Sorry, I could have picked a better camera angle, but so yeah, that basically you put the soil or the blocking mix into this on a tray, press it down, and then you stick this on top of it. So I'll make a tray and we'll see how it goes. First things first is I need to find a tray to put it on. And I found a tray that looks big enough. I got really into doing microgreens at one stage, and I was using these, and then they have a top tray that looks similar and has holes in it, so you can bottom water the microgreens. My only reservation about this is that it has these water channels, so it's not flat. So I don't know how it's going to go in terms of watering or even the stability of the blocks. So if it doesn't work out, it's because I'm using this tray. I'm just going to sow some vegetables. So it's kind of a low stakes thing to kind of just test it out and see how it goes. If it doesn't work on these, I'm probably going to have to find something else. I'm probably going to buy some other trays, I think, because I'm looking around and the only trays that will fit, I think, is this massive thing, and I've only got a couple of them. Or I've got trays that are just too small. I can't find the small blocker that I normally use, but this is the Home Gardener one with the big size block. Like if you can, let's see a bit better. If we look at like that size soil block compared to that size, it's quite a bit different. And yeah, like there's a lot of like, that's making a terrible noise for a start, but yeah, I think it would just ergonomically, I think this will be better. Okay, I made some soil blocks. My makeshift stand for my phone fell over into the soil blocks, and then I deleted the video. So clearly YouTubing is working out very well for me. So I'll show you what the blocks look like, and then maybe I'll make another round and you can see. And I've now had to put my sun hat on because it's really freaking hot in here. The weather is like spring weather. It's like we're raining and now we're sunny, and now we're raining and now we're sunny. So yeah, strange times on the old weather front. Alright, soil blocks, take 2. And I've completely abandoned the tripod now, so you're just up against some seed trays. So you'll be able to see that I have my tray, I have my soil blocker. So that's like the bottom layer of it. And then I'm just gonna scoop out all this blocking mix. Again, you know, the more you do this, the more efficient you'll get. I anticipate that if I was actually doing like a proper sowing of flower seeds, I would you know, I'd have a bit more of a factory line kind of setup rather than, you know, what I'm doing now, for example. Cool, so there we go. That's all the mix in. I found this, I think it's like a paint scraper. I think it's less messy doing it with this than your hands, but equally you could just use your hands. So really just about what works for you. Now I will say I've not read any instructions on how to do this, but I have seen it done, and the good thing is it's not difficult, so you can just have a crack. But I think the main thing is that you want to try and get a good amount of blocking mixture in each cell. And I did press down with the top part of the blocker into the blocks just to help make sure that this is nice and compacted. And yeah, I mean, you definitely could get a lot more quicker paste with this. There we go. I would say that I'd call that done pretty much. I don't know if you can see how that looks. So I've got my top bit that I'm now just going to stick on top, and it slots in pretty easily. And I'll just do a bit of pressing down the sides a little bit. And then the idea is you want them to sort of come together. Oh, this one's more difficult than the first one I did. The first one was super easy. That's interesting. I wonder if I've got something wrong there. I don't know. Oh no, there we go. I must have just got it caught on something. But yeah, there's our soil blocks. Take my gloves off and show you what it looks like. Yeah, so there we go. Actually a much better attempt the second time around. You can see how much more sort of mix is in these blocks than the smaller ones if you've ever used them. But yeah, all in all, I'm very happy. It's a bit of a splurge purchase for me, but I've been eyeballing something like this for a long time, and yeah, I just think reducing that plastic waste, like it just does my head in when you're using these like flimsy seed trays and they only last a couple of rounds, and yeah, it's not my cup of tea. And as you've seen, like, I'm working with a lot of clutter, and seed trays take up a lot of room. Like, I just want to have a big clear out and maybe donate some of the seed trays and hopefully be able to use this for most of my seed sowing. I'm still gonna like, things have been a bit up in the air for me personally. We moved from a second location as well, so just primarily here now. I've got stuff everywhere, and so and I didn't know where I was going to be at what time. So basically what we did, or what I did, is ordered plugs from Lisa from Flora Flowers, who set up a brokerage business recently. So that's been really awesome, and I'm going to still continue to support her with that by buying plugs. But I love seed starting and seedling growing, and so I think I'm going to go back to doing most of them myself, then just order in some of the more specialty ones from Lisa. And I think having those two things helps diversify my business as well. So if I have a disaster in, one area, I'm covered. I'm not going to not have any seedlings, basically. And by diversify, I mean not as in like diversifying sales. I just mean in terms of like kind of risk management, really. It's good to not to have all your eggs in one basket, I feel. But yeah, all in all, that soil blocker, great job, Sarah. I think it's just amazing. And yeah, if anyone has any questions or is like on the fence about buying some, just feel free to touch base with me. And yeah, I'm happy to chat through all the things about it. But yeah, it was really, I mean, I didn't even read the instructions and I figured out how to use it. So I think anyone can do it. It's nice and easy to use. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the plants that I'll be able to grow in these soil blockers. So yep, drop me any comments down below or reach out on social media. And yeah, have a good rest of your week, everyone.